smash that like button. Woo!
Like and subscribe.
Day 2, first bit of the day is getting through some Forestry Commission land that was planted after the Second World War, and there were worries about how much wood there would be, so I've already had 2 big lorries pass me, but yeah, I think I've got about an hour of this and then I get back out to hills hopefully, or at least farmland. Succession of vehicles to deal with all the lumber. We are supposed to see something in this clearing. It may well be that little hill over there. So, come out into a clearing. I think those are the hills ahead that is today's walk. I'm not 100% certain. Very overgrown, a little bit marshy. Clearly a path. I'm not too sure how many people go on it. I'm confused about why it's so well trodden. Not seeing any footprints, although it did say in the guidebook, follow the posts. That's the path. Goes across the Forestry Commission path, and then we're told to go back into here. I think we're just cutting across loads of Forestry Commission. Very wet, soggy, spongy. It looks like it's a big path, but I see almost no footprints. Popped out of the woods again, and we're met with this barren landscape that clearly at some point was covered in trees. Good morning, day 2, St Oswalds Way. Last night I managed to find a spot to camp, actually on a bit of public land on the edge of a village. I met a chap who was actually cutting grass and he said, yeah, I could stay there. So that was good. And then he told me that just beside where I pitched my tent was a little family of adders. So, managed to see those. A poisonous snake. So this is day 2. It's supposed to rain quite a bit of the day. And I'm making my way through a large area of planted forest and then onto a place called Rothbury. But 2 things of note so far. One, in a day and a half I've seen nobody on St Oswald's Way, and the second thing, getting water is difficult. Found a couple of outside taps on some churches, but it is difficult getting water, there's no provision. So, there aren't really any streams either. So a little bit of a struggle, but let's see where the rest of the day takes us. Right angle turn, take us straight through the heather moorland. Not the biggest path, I think it's fairly reasonably obvious. You come up onto the higher bits. Can't see anybody, but it's just beautiful. I can see roughly where I got to go. Ooh. best path I've had. Not sure how many people come along this bit, but all through the beautiful heather. This is my sign that I'm on the right way. A random little bridge. But there are no signs anywhere. A few sheep, but no signs. Sort of roughly going on a path that looks as though it's trodden. So when you get to little bridges like that, you know you've chosen the right path. Finally, a sign. Over that stile and over there, but it's been raining for the last half hour or so. Whew. It's cleared quite a bit. Still very windy, a little bit of rain, but going across these open moors in the rain is different. I met my first person. He's actually a dog walker. Lives locally. He said he loves it out here. You never see anybody. Yeah, making progress. Yeah, the bridge is one thing, but the depth of peat, sort of 10 feet deep apparently around here, but following quite a good path now. As the sun comes out for a second, wow. It's a stone ring, a very small one, but, right on top of the moor, coming down towards Rothwell. Meet some sheep, but Rothwell's in the distance there. Sheep always just go on paths. They don't see a path, they just continue on the one they're on. They are funny. Just following some farm tracks to the edge of town. I think there's a 17th century folly behind those trees that we're heading to. Here it is, Sharp's Folly, 18th century, so 1700s. I've reached Rothbury, so time to find some water. Rothbury in the sunshine. I stopped for a cup of tea in Queen's Head and charged my phone. So, just stopped for a short break in Rothbury. In a pub, charged my mobile, had a cup of tea, and now walking down the river valley. But the first bit of it is just on a road. As I say, on Oswalds Way, this is for a lot of people day 2 or day 3. I haven't seen a soul, haven't met anybody. I'm assuming once I get to the coast, then there'll be lots more people, maybe doing day walks or something, but I haven't met anybody. Yeah, first bit up to Rothbury, water is an issue. I actually went into the co-op in Rothbury and bought some water because there's no obvious taps, so that's something to be wary of. But the rain's cleared for a little bit of a window. Still wearing the waterproofs just to dry them out, but it is forecast to rain a bit later as well, so let's see where the rest of the day takes us. Well, faced with these guys, just got to get through to the path. Yeah. I don't think many people do this trail. Wow. It's almost doesn't exist. I've been bushwhacking for 25 minutes through stuff that's chest deep, and I pop out and there's a footpath sign. I don't know who comes this way. Whew. I take it all back. I've been bushwhacking down in the valley And just 10 yards to one, there's a perfect path. Goes past some marvellous cliffs, or rocks rather, with something going over the top. But I think this is my path, which makes more sense. It's quite easy compared to what I've been up to. Going down the river valley, but it's one field after another, just full of sheep. I'm really just following some tractor prints. And at the end of each field, I still get a public footway sign, so just keep going. This is the beautiful river we're following. This is the bridge. Sometimes the sheep congregate by the gate because they want to be moved on to another field, but these guys are just going to have to wait. I'm going over the stile. This happens multiple times, but you generally go straight through the middle of a farm. A lot of the stiles are damaged, but probably enough to keep sheep out maybe. This is a field edge path designed to keep your feet wet all day. One of the few bridges. Stream. Had a lot of rain today, so we're coming up to a weir which should be overflowing a bit. Coming into a small village called Weedon, and this is where we cross the River Crocket and we follow on the other bank. Not all signs are upright, but you get a view. Under the A697, which goes across the river. And then we just go through and follow the path. Now on the other side of the river. Just came through quite a overgrown wooded section to pop out on a field, and this looks like the path you get. I saw a sign a while ago, so I'm just following my instinct and hoping this is actually the path. Yeah, that's a beautiful shot coming down by the river. Lots of little wagtails in the shallows. This is passing under the A1. More skirting of woods. It's a long way down that side. On the other side, it's just a field full of sheep. This is the type of field I hate, with mixed animals. So you never know what young cows are going to do. Hoping this one just moves. So this is the original bridge at Felton, that is not strong enough for vehicles, so they built a pretty naff looking thing beside it. And that's the River Crocket. Think I found a nice little spot by the river. Just coming out. It's all arable, so no animals. Just here. This is actually the path that goes by, so can't do much more. So, just cooking up some food and we'll see how the night goes. Fairly quiet. I've had 2 dog walkers, neither of whom says I'm doing anything wrong. So I'm out of the way. I'm actually on the path. So yeah, let's see how the night goes.
smash that like button. Woo!
Like and subscribe.